Next ET, Friday night at 11:35.
Tonight, Rumsfeld, under oath and under fire, takes responsibility for Iraqi prisoner abuse, but says he won't resign. Can he survive? An American lawyer linked to a terror attack. We'll have the latest on who he is and why he was arrested. The U.S. economy finally starts producing a lot of jobs again. We'll tell you where some of them can be found. And gender selection kits. Can they really help parents choose the sex of their child? A Consumer Alert investigation tonight.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld is not resigning, at least not now, but that could change. Congress summoned Rumsfeld to answer questions today about the who and why of the abuse of Iraqi prisoners at the hands of some U.S. soldiers. As CBS's David Martin reports, Rumsfeld and others tried to get the public ready for yet more shocking photographs, even moving picture videos of abuse.
The usually jaunty Rumsfeld was grim as he was sworn in and promptly took responsibility for what he called a catastrophe.
These events occurred on my watch. As Secretary of Defense, I am accountable for them, and I take full responsibility.
And in a riveting exchange with Senator Lindsey Graham, he revealed he is thinking seriously about resigning.
Certainly, since this firestorm has been raging, it's a question that I've given a lot of thought to. If I felt I could not be effective, I'd resign in a minute. I would not resign simply because people try to make a political issue out of it.
A short time later, Senator Evan Bayh followed up with another question about resignation, and Rumsfeld delivered a stunning two-word answer.
Would it serve to demonstrate how seriously we take this situation?
That's possible.
In 3 years as Secretary of Defense, Rumsfeld has never been called humble, but he was today.
I feel terrible about what happened to these Iraqi detainees. They're human beings. They were in U.S. custody. So to those Iraqis who were mistreated by members of the U.S. Armed Forces, I offer my deepest apology.
A man who ever since 9/11 has put a self-confident face on the wars against Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein admitted he failed to anticipate the explosive power of the pictures from Abu Ghraib prison.
If there's a failure, it's me. It's my failure for not understanding and knowing that there were hundreds or however many there are of these things that could eventually end up in the public and do the damage they've done.
He brought a phalanx of senior officials, but the senators only wanted to hear from him.
I'll walk through the chain of command and.
No, let's. You can submit the chain of command, please.
General Smith, do you want to?
No, Secretary Rumsfeld. In all due respect, you've got to answer this question.
He was interrupted by hecklers calling for his head. But this was not a man trying to save his job, and his performance seemed to win over Republicans, beginning with Chairman John Warner.
I found that statement to be strong and in every sense heartfelt by you.
But the scandal has a long way to run.
And I want to prepare the public. Apparently, the worst is yet to come, potentially, in terms of disturbing events.
Rumsfeld himself just saw the pictures last night for the first time. He agreed the evidence is, to use his word, radioactive, and includes not just still photos, but videos.
If these are released to the public, obviously it's going to make matters worse.
Rumsfeld said tearing down Abu Ghraib prison might be a symbolic way of getting past the scandal, but it's not at all clear he'll stay in the job long enough to see that day. Dan?
David Martin reporting live from the Pentagon. Thanks, David. The International Red Cross said today it warned U.S. officials more than a year ago that Iraqi prisoners were being abused. CBS's Jim Acosta reports for the victims, U.S. apologies have made little difference.
Apologies from 6,000 miles away just aren't enough for men like Hashim Mosin, who was forced to join other prisoners in the pyramid of shame. If we fell, we had to try again, he says. What good is an apology, asks another victim, who also points to himself in the pictures. My dignity has been violated, he adds. I can't face my family and friends. The pictures from Abu Ghraib have created a victim industry in Iraq that's just getting warmed up. Now, any claim of brutality at the hands of American soldiers will be considered plausible. The hood of doubt is off. Since the images flooded Arab networks, reports of family members being arrested, then turning up dead, and mysterious bodies being shipped from Abu Ghraib to mortuaries are surfacing. Claims impossible to verify, but claims that have become truth.
I have my own deep anger.
As an Iraqi, Baghdad University professor Mohammed Al-Dami also feels wounded by the photographs. But as he watched America's defense secretary explain his regret and promise results, the professor offered a surprising lesson. When people were tortured under Saddam Hussein, he says, there were no investigations.
Which shows us the difference between what has been and what's going on now. In the erstwhile Ba'athist regime, people were swallowed by the earth. I think the Americans are showing something different. They are showing that there is a difference between us and them.
Professor Al-Dami believes America now has a window of opportunity to make right, punish the guilty, and show the U.S. system works, and to hell with the rest. America is better than Saddam Hussein, he said, but now they have to prove it. Jim Acosta, CBS News, Baghdad.
Pictures of the prisoner abuse first aired last week here on CBS on the weekly news magazine 60 Minutes 2. We had delayed airing them for 2 weeks at the request of the U.S. Defense Department. And at the Senate hearing today, Democrat Mark Dayton of Minnesota accused General Myers of attempting to suppress the story. General Myers denied that.
What I asked CBS News to do was to delay the release of the pictures, given the current situation in Iraq, which was as bad as it had been since major combat ended, because I thought it would bring direct harm to our troops. It would kill our troops.
Did you discuss calling CBS to ask them to delay the report with the Secretary of Defense or the Vice President or the President?
Of course not.
To put this in context, the Defense Department called us at 60 Minutes 2 and asked that we not run the story and pictures on our April 14th edition, indicating it could harm U.S. operations in Iraq at an especially sensitive time and that it could jeopardize American lives there, including hostages. We took that seriously and did not run the story that week. A week later, General Myers respectfully and courteously repeated that request to this reporter. Again, we honored it, but also made clear we believed the pictures and facts could not be prevented from getting out one way or another much longer, and we renewed our request for some Pentagon response to our story. We aired our report on the next edition of 60 Minutes 2 last week, and with the military's help, were able to include an extensive interview with Brigadier General Mark Kimmitt on the ground in Baghdad. Radical Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr used the prisoner abuse scandal today to taunt the United States as U.S. troops closed in on his militia in 2 southern Iraqi cities. David Hawkins has more.
In the last 4 days, U.S. forces have intensified their campaign to corner and catch a radical Shiite cleric wanted for incitement and murder. Today, American armor rolled into Karbala to take on Muqtada al-Sadr's militia, and U.S. forces killed 12 of his armed followers during fighting in nearby Najaf. Just out of their reach, the renegade preacher delivered another fiery Friday sermon. Al-Sadr angrily denounced the abuse of Iraqi prisoners by U.S. soldiers and dismissed President Bush's apology. Now, America is doing the same thing as the devil Saddam, he said, and in the same place where Iraqis were oppressed. One al-Sadr aide said anyone who captured a coalition soldier would be rewarded, and that anyone who captured a female soldier can keep her as a slave. Al-Sadr is holed up in Iraq's holiest city. U.S. forces have been cautious in their attempts to arrest him for fear of further inflaming Iraq's Shiite majority. Here in Baghdad, U.S. forces have tightened security after yesterday's car bomb attack, which killed 6 people. Intelligence sources say there are 10 more car bombers on the loose in the capital. David Hawkins, CBS News, Baghdad.
The first arrest of an American in connection with the Madrid train bombings has many people mystified and angry. CBS's John Blackstone reports what led the FBI to Portland, Oregon, and why supporters of the man say agents are on the wrong track.
The question in a quiet Portland suburb: have investigators made a terrible mistake looking here for someone involved in the terrorist attack on Spanish trains? Or has 37-year-old lawyer and one-time U.S. Army officer Brandon Mayfield been living a startling double life?
I see Brandon, we've seen Brandon as a family man.
In the building where he practices law, Mayfield barely made an impression.
He was invisible. I mean, you wouldn't suspect him.
Mayfield, who attends a small suburban mosque, converted to Islam more than a decade ago. His wife is American. Her parents came from Egypt. But reports from Spain say what could be Mayfield's fingerprints were found on a bag containing detonators in a van used by the train bombers. Mayfield does have a slight connection to the Portland Muslims convicted last year of plotting to help al-Qaeda. He represented one in a child custody case. Mayfield's family says he's now suspected because he is a Muslim.
It doesn't matter whether he's proven innocent or not. This stigma will stay with him for the rest of his life.
He's being profiled because of his religious background and his open political views against our current administration.
Mayfield is being held as a material witness, and attorney and friend Tom Nelson says he's refusing to answer questions from the FBI.
Regardless of whether you talk to him or not, the only way you get out of the slammer in this material witness statute is talk to the grand jury.
Holding Mayfield as a material witness, the government doesn't have to charge him with any crime, but can keep him in custody indefinitely until the grand jury completes its investigation. John Blackstone, CBS News, Portland.
Coming up next on the Friday CBS Evening News, getting a new job and keeping it. It may not be quite as hard as it seems if you know where to look. We'll show you in tonight's Inside Story. Later, the Red Cross under fire. This man died after being given the wrong blood. How could that happen? CBS News investigates.
Financial services.
We're looking at only 3 points.
Reduction long-term receivables.
The luxurious Hyundai XG350L with America's best warranty. It's getting noticed in more ways than one.
If a tender moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready? Introducing Cialis, the first tablet for erectile dysfunction that gives you up to 36 hours to choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. New Cialis goes to work fast and can work for up to 36 hours. Cialis is not for everyone. If you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, do not take Cialis. Such combinations could cause a sudden unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. The most common side effects were headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor to ensure Cialis is right for you and you are healthy enough for sexual activity. Ask your doctor if a free sample of prescription Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
Before, if I was feeling achy and I couldn't sleep, I'd watch TV or eat leftovers. I just wasn't the kind of person who took a sleeping pill, and I didn't like the idea of becoming one. But then I heard about something that would help the pain and help me sleep, but without my becoming dependent.
Tylenol PM is non-habit forming, relieves your pain, and helps you sleep, so you feel refreshed the next day.
My lawn is really by pride and joy. I know it's weed-free, I know it's dandelion-free, I know that for a fact because I hate dandelions. But every time I'm out here working on it, my neighbor Lana says, "How do you get rid of your dandelions?" I do it by using Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. The light granule sticks to that wet leaf much easier than a heavy granule, which would fall off. If it doesn't stick, it just doesn't work. Apply it, sticks to the leaf, Zappo. No more dandelions. Actually, to tell you the truth, she's trying to keep up with me. Uh-oh, I think she heard me. I think it's the greatest product ever made.
The jobs picture in this country continues to improve. The government says unemployment is down 0.1 of a point to 5.6%. The economy created 288,000 jobs in April, 867,000 so far this year. Stock prices took a nosedive today as investors worry, among other things, that the economy recovery could lead to higher interest rates. While the economy has shown at least some job growth for 8 straight months now, there is still a lot of catching up to do. Since President Bush took office, there's a net job loss of 1.5 million. So where are the new jobs? Anthony Mason gives you the inside story.
Cal Sundar invited his friends to a ceremony after he was laid off from his job as a software developer at Lucent.
Do you realize that being laid off is not an isolated occurrence and could happen again in the future?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it was a downsizing ceremony.
It's therapeutic, and I feel good that I did it.
But if Cal was losing a career,
The layoff wave.
Charlotte Ulett was developing one.
I'm a civil celebrant.
Charlotte performs civil ceremonies, like weddings and now downsizings, a job she chose after her internet company went under.
And so for people that are being downsized or lost their jobs, this is a career that's just starting up in the United States.
Where can the victims of technology and outsourcing find new jobs? Over the next decade, the government predicts the biggest job growth will be for registered nurses. Jobs that require face-to-face interaction are less likely to be outsourced.
I want to have a direct effect on people daily.
Betsy Weingart left a career in computer database design for another hot field, massage therapy.
I have a lot of work. I have too much work. I'm doing great.
A dangerous design.
Also in high demand, college and university teachers. The rebounding stock market has created a bull market in stockbrokers' jobs. And the construction boom means we'll need more architects, engineers, and real estate brokers. But projecting job growth can be tricky. Back in the late 80s, the Bureau of Labor Statistics predicted more work for gas station attendants. Who knew? We'd all be pumping our own.
The jobs are going to continue to demand, many of them, more and more education.
Economist Frank Levy is co-author of the new Division of Labor.
One of the things that education does for you is that it makes you more adaptable when something does go bad, and that's why college graduates are typically have an easier time of getting reemployed when something goes bad.
It's gone bad for Cal Sundar.
But I'm not going to keel over and die. I'm going to pick up and run.
It's the nimble who survive in this shifting job market. As Charlotte Ulett proves, you never know where your next career may come from. Anthony Mason, CBS News, New York.
Straight ahead on the CBS Evening News, the wrong blood. He got it and it killed him. To add insult to injury, his family was never told why he died. A CBS News investigation next.
That's me with his whole family.
So you on a farm?
Yeah, imagine with my allergies.
Go where you wanna go, do what you want.
This is Trisha.
There's a different way to treat seasonal allergies. Singulair, the only seasonal allergy medicine that specifically blocks leukotrienes, an underlying cause of allergy symptoms. It's a once-a-day tablet that helps relieve a broad range of symptoms for a full 24 hours.
Yeah,
Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Ask your doctor about Singulair.
Morning.
Good morning. You know, I think I did just fine.
Singulair, a different way to treat seasonal allergies.
It's Chevy Truck Fest, with great offers on almost every Chevy truck and SUV, like Trailblazer or the 7-passenger Trailblazer EXT, both with unsurpassed standard horsepower in their class. And now get at least $4,000 total cash back. Or hurry in for this unprecedented offer. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash. Chevy Truck Fest. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Introducing the ultimate buttery spread, new Smart Balance Omega Plus, with natural plant sterols and omega-3 from the sea to help promote healthy cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Omega Plus contains no hydrogenated oil and no trans fatty acids, with the right balance of fats for smart eating. plus a delicious buttery taste. Try the ultimate buttery spread. New Smart Balance Omega Plus.
Bob Buxley, Cindy Buford. I sat across the room from you in English. Call me.
With jackpot starting at $10 million.
Bob Buxley? Betty Albright. I stood by you in the lunch line once.
Winning Powerball from the Tennessee Lottery could make you very popular indeed.
Call me.
Bob Buxley?
Miss Jenkins, I was your algebra teacher.
Powerball from the Tennessee Lottery. Just imagine.
Am I the only one who's tired of this election campaign already?
Andy Rooney at his best, Sunday on 60 Minutes.
Gun violence erupted today outside a high school in Baltimore County, Maryland. The police say at least 4 people were wounded, some critically. It apparently happened after a charity basketball game. Witnesses saw this car fleeing the scene, and the police took a motorist into custody. CBS News has long been investigating the safety of donated blood distributed by the American Red Cross. Tonight, CBS's Cheryl Atkinson has turned up what may be a fatal transfusion of bad blood, one the patient's family was not told about right away, a case now under investigation by the FDA.
It should have been routine surgery for 34-year-old Rodney English. Born with a spine defect called spina bifida, he was used to being in the hospital. This time, doctors at Piedmont Hospital in Atlanta were operating on an infection in his back and gave him a blood transfusion. Afterward, he seemed fine. At first.
He couldn't stay awake. He actually apologized for that, and he went to sleep and never woke up.
Now CBS News has learned the FDA is investigating a possible fatal error, that the Red Cross may have mislabeled a unit of blood with the wrong type, and it somehow slipped past a multi-layer system of safety checks at the blood bank and the hospital. Yet until we recently contacted English's family, they knew nothing of the investigation.
No one ever said the wrong blood was given or any kind of mistake.
The FDA has warned of the risks of such Red Cross blunders for years due to persistent and serious violations of blood safety rules, like skipping safety steps and even falsifying records. The FDA fined the Red Cross hundreds of thousands of dollars in February for continuing problems. The Red Cross Atlanta facility, which provided the blood for English, was slapped with 25 violations during FDA inspections in 1999. English's family fears they might never have been told. Nearly 2 months after his death, nobody saw the need to clue them in.
You know, his room is so empty, and he just meant so much to all of us.
Without English, the life of his fiancée, who also has spina bifida, is also emptier. After watching them struggle their whole lives to find happiness, their families are having a hard time accepting his untimely and apparently preventable death. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Washington.
Straight ahead on the CBS Evening News, they say a kit helped them select the sex of their baby. Critics say, beware. Before you lay out any money, you may want to see our Friday Consumer Alert. It's next.
Jay Bush and Duke here to introduce Bush's Baked Beans in our new microwavable cup. Now you can enjoy our delicious beans anywhere there's a microwave. Roll that beautiful bean footage. They're slow cooked according to a secret family recipe with specially cured bacon, brown sugar, and a delicate blend of spices. I've only shared Bush's secret family recipe with Duke, and he's not talking. Boy, these people sure are friendly.
Yeah, friendly. Enjoy Bush's Baked Beans, now in our new microwavable cup.
Our road trips were the best until he couldn't read the map with his regular contact lenses. And wear reading glasses? No way.
Bausch & Lomb introduces soft lens multifocal contact lenses, a unique design clinically proven to let you see clearly, near, far, and in between.
See how beautiful this place is?
Do I ever?
Ask your eye doctor for soft lens multifocal from Bausch & Lomb. For 150 years, perfecting vision, enhancing life.
This is an amazing age.
This is an amazing age.
We learn something new every day.
You're living in the age of Fosamax when it's actually possible to help reverse bone loss and strengthen bone. Fosamax Once Weekly is a hormone-free tablet for postmenopausal women at risk for or with osteoporosis. Fosamax is clinically proven to help reverse bone loss. Increases in bone mass were seen as early as 3 months. You should not use Fosamax if you have certain disorders of the esophagus, are unable to stand or sit upright for 30 minutes, have severe kidney disease, or low blood calcium. Before use, talk to your doctor if you have stomach or digestive problems. Stop taking Fosamax and tell your doctor if you develop new or worsening heartburn, difficult or painful swallowing, or chest pain, because these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems.
One pill a week can help reverse bone loss.
Ask your doctor if Fosamax Once Weekly is right for you. This is the age of Fosamax.
This is an amazing age.
Helping reverse bone loss.
Financial services. We're looking at only 3 points.
Reduction long-term receivables.
The luxurious Hyundai XG350L with America's best warranty. It's getting noticed in more ways than one.
Coming up in just minutes on News Channel 5 at 6, we'll have the latest on the newborn found wrapped in a plastic bag and tossed in the woods by her mother. That story and more at 6.
We close the week with an interesting conception. Couples are snapping up products that claim to help select a baby's gender. Can these products really do that? Boy, has CBS's Cynthia Bowers got news for you. It's our Friday Consumer Alert investigation.
Everyone's been sending. They're so excited.
For as long as anyone can remember, pink has been in short supply in Moister family closets.
It's been 4 generations.
Since a girl was born on Brian's side of the family. So after having a son, Brian and his wife Veronica decided on some prenatal tinkering in an effort to improve their chances this time around.
The proof is in the pudding. She'll be here in 8 weeks.
The couple's convinced this $200 kit made the difference. Sold on the internet by GenSelect, it claims with its help you can virtually predetermine the sex of your child.
We have tallied up a 96% success rate.
It's one of a growing number of gender selection products available over the internet to prospective parents. The established medical community says they all have one thing in common.
These are scams in the highest tradition of Americana, going back to the time of P.T. Barnum.
While there are established and proven medical procedures for gender selection, fertility specialist Dr. Ralph Kaiser says these internet kits are simply playing the odds.
Because half the time, even though the kits don't do anything, the couples will be satisfied.
What do you say to some of the physicians who say that this is basically snake oil?
Opinion is opinion. We were just granted our United States patent, and they don't grant patents to wives' tales.
In fact, the patent office says issuing a patent doesn't guarantee a product works. And since gender selection kits are essentially unregulated, would-be parents are pretty much left on their own. GenSelect says they would welcome a large-scale trial to generate proof of what Veronica Moister says she already knows.
We're not ashamed. And we'll tell my daughter, too, how she was conceived.
But experts say potential parents would do well to remember the doctor's diagnosis.
Next time you get pregnant, it's 50-50.
Before ordering up what is supposed to be a gender selection solution. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Columbia, South Carolina.
And that's part of our world tonight. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Good night and looking forward to Sunday. Happy Mother's Day.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart, bringing your community jobs, low prices, and support for neighborhood programs.
Protecting your pets from deadly heartworm on the Saturday Early Show. Experience CBS News.
Straight ahead on News Channel 5 at 6, investigators looking into whether a Perry County woman abandoned her baby in the woods. But at least one member of her family says that's just not possible.
And it's the place where Metro vehicles end up when they can't be used anymore. So why are 50 brand new police cars in this lot?
And Titans fans will have an early look at Falcons quarterback Michael Vick.
The news is now.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening. Family members say she wrapped her newborn baby in a plastic bag and threw it in the woods.
But 19-year-old Latasha Lee tells News Channel 5 she didn't do it. Now investigators in Perry County are trying to sort out the truth. News Channel 5's Ben Hall talked to Lee's cousin, who's caring for Lee here in Nashville.
Time will tell, and the truth will come to light, what really happened.
Patricia Sims says her cousin, 19-year-old Latasha Lee, is not capable of putting her newborn baby in a plastic bag and throwing it in some woods.
She did not do this to this baby. She's got 2 other kids. She loves them.
Back here, and then there's a fence right here.